I was a 21-year-old female who lived all alone in a flat. It was all I could afford at the time, but when I got a job, I could have moved into a house or something, but I just felt this strange attraction to that flat, like it was holding on to me. Either that or I just loved the place too much. There were only 2 other flats that people lived in, and then 1 vacant one. Yet, no one ever wanted to buy it or rent it out. I asked the young couple in the flat below me about it, as they'd been there longer than I had. They said it was just the fact that our small town wasn't that much of a tourist attraction. After that, I just accepted their answer and went to my own flat. And no, this isn't like a cliché, scary story where people can hear voices or footsteps in the flat above them. It wasn't so much hearing, but seeing. After about 3 months of living there, these weird things started to happen. It wasn't major, just little things, like the blinds being closed when I was sure that I'd opened them, there being 2 legs effed when I was sure that there were 4. It was just odd. Eventually, some of my things went missing overnight. My high heels that I hardly ever wore, and some cheap makeup that I picked up at a cheap store. I didn't think much of it at the time, but a week later it was my hairbrush, one of my expensive dresses, and some money that had been taken. I knew that I hadn't misplaced them or anything like that. I wasn't that forgetful. Eventually, my mobile and laptop went missing. That was when I called the police. They came and investigated my flat. When they'd finished searching, they say they didn't find anything. They said that they'd look around the area, and if they weren't found, they'd replace my stolen items. Satisfied, I thanked them and they were on their way. That night, I'd gotten into bed and was reading, when I heard some music playing. This wouldn't have struck me as odd if it was the couple's flat downstairs, but the fact that it was in my own flat. I knew that this wasn't possible, as I didn't have my phone or laptop, and my new television hadn't even been dispatched yet. I sat up and rubbed my head. The music only got louder. I went into my living room to investigate. As soon as I stepped onto the living room carpet, the music stopped, and was replaced with the sound of shuffling. Convinced someone was in my flat, I called the police. Within a few minutes they'd arrived and walked in. I found it strange that I knew that I'd locked the door. I knew it. They found me shivering in my bedroom and gave me a blanket as they searched the flat. Eventually, they found a loose plank in the wall of my bathroom cupboard. Within the space between 2 walls, there was the small, rotting body of a child, along with my makeup, phone, dress, heels, and my laptop. This couldn't have happened. The music I heard, what was that? The child had been dead for a while, so what was the music? How did I hear the shuffling? The police called in some more officers as they carried the body away. I looked at my items, and the police told me they had to take them as evidence. I told them I was fine with that. I never knew who that child was, or how they even got in there without me noticing. A few days later, I decided to investigate the gap the child had been in. All I found was some words on the wall in my red lipstick. It was recently written, as the makeup was still moist. "Will you be my mummy?"